Hello everyone, welcome back. Tom with Capo Fetish. Today on the channel, we're going to feature songs with an unconventional coda. Songs that don't end on your typical chorus or verse or vice versa. Songs that end in unexpected ways. So, this subject was suggested by a viewer of the channel, so we're going to do that today. I'm going to start off here with the first choice, and it's from the Yes album by Yes. The song is called Starship Trooper. Great, well-written prog rock classic, just well executed. Everything about this song is just perfect. Wouldn't change a thing about it, especially the end. So after going through a few choruses, a few verses, a really, really well-written middle section with acoustic guitar and really nice harmony vocals from John Anderson and Chris Squire. Towards the end of the song, it just starts into this really cool flange guitar part by Steve Howe. Very repetitive, goes on and on and on, really hypnotic, kind of like the Beatles, I Want You, She's So Heavy. It just keeps going, keeps going, and keeps going, keeps building up. The keyboards keep getting louder. And then towards the end of the track, as this circular pattern of guitar keeps going, all of a sudden Steve Howe just comes in with a guitar solo, and before you start getting into the guitar solo, the song fades out. So it's just very, very cool. I've always loved this track. Starship Trooper from the Yes album, and that hypnotic guitar part at the end from Steve Howe is just amazing. Another great one, kind of similar, is off the first Smiths album. The track is called Pretty Girls Make Graves. It's kind of a bouncy little number with some great Morrissey lyrics and some high soprano vocals from Morrissey. And then at the very end, as it's fading out, the song's fading out, Johnny Marr comes in with this really cool guitar pattern, sort of like Steve Howe on Starship Trooper, but this cascading just array of overdubbed chimey guitars come in for about maybe 30 seconds to end the song, and they just keep repeating themselves, and it sounds like he probably overdubbed the guitar maybe about 10 times because these chimey guitars are just amazing. It sounds like a cathedral of chimey guitars. And that's what I've loved about this track from the very first time I heard it. The track is decent, but I think the ending of this track, the coda of this song, is just absolutely awesome. It just showcases the creativity of Johnny Marr's guitar playing. Fantastic stuff. Pretty Girls Make Graves by the Smiths. Another great unconventional coda. How about the hit by Fleetwood Mac off their self-titled album from '75, Say You Love Me? Well-written track sung by Christine McVie. Goes through your typical verse, chorus, verse thing, and at the very end they have this wonderful coda, Falling, 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 with backup vocals from Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. I've always found that very infectious, and I always look forward to that when I hear this song, waiting for that coda. It's just fantastic, and it fades out with the Falling, Falling, Falling refrain. Fantastic stuff. How about The Who? Their Odds and Sods compilation from 1974 has a couple of these really great unconventional codas. The first song I want to mention is a song called Glow Girl, recorded between the album Who's Sellout and Tommy, recorded in 1968. Really great power pop rocker. And then at the very end, as it's starting to kind of conclude, it goes into this, it's a girl, Mr. Walker, it's a girl, which kind of, I think Townsend put into the Tommy concept early on in the Tommy album in side one. Just really, really infectious ending there to Glow Girl. That chorus, it's a girl, Mrs. Walker, it's a girl. Great stuff. Then another really great track of Odds and Sods. And by the way, I love all these outtakes from the Who albums. A lot of the CDs that were released over the years have a lot of just fantastic outtakes of the Who. I think I want to do like a deep dive Who video, deep dive cuts at some point. But anyway, back to the subject here. Another great track off here is a track that was scheduled for the Who's next album called Pure and Easy. I think it would have fit really well on that record. Kind of uses some of the same vocals and melody as The Song Is Over, but I think this track is even better. It's called Pure and Easy. Great Roger Daltrey vocal. And at the end of the track, Pete Townsend comes in with this just great guitar lick. And there's this repetitive vocal, there once was a note, listen, and some really great little snarling guitar going on there from Pete Townsend at the end as the coda kind of fades out at the end. Really, really unexpected and just really powerful. So Pure and Easy of Odds and Sods and Glow Girl have very unconventional codas, which I just love. Another one I really, really love is ELO's from the album Out of the Blue, the hit Mr. Blue Sky. There's a coda at the end of that track that's really unexpected, and it's almost multi-dimensional, multi-part. It kind of goes into this kind of like dun 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 dun, and then it goes into this really beautiful orchestral part, which always, I got to tell you, from this day to this day, I still get a little emotional and choked up when I hear it. It's just the melody of the orchestral part, and it has nothing to do with the rest of the song. It just concludes the song on this really kind of really emotional part, and I just love it. I know it, if you've heard this song, I think I know what I think you know what I'm talking about. It's just gorgeous, and I love it. The very, very last bit of Mr. Blue Sky, the coda is just fabulous, from 1977, I believe. And of course, the Beatles, they have many, many, many great unconventional codas. There's a couple right here off Abbey Road. Of course, I Want You, She's So Heavy, I Want You, She's So Heavy, with that repetitive circular guitar part at the end that goes on and on and on, very hypnotic, just keeps going and going, and then I guess Lennon just wanted the tape cut like that, just ends unexpectedly. And then the song You Never Give Me Your Money, just a great Paul McCartney track, great vocals. And right after the guitar solo and the One Sweet Dream part, it goes into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all good children go to heaven. And what I love about that coda is that that arpeggio, which again repeats itself during, Carry That Weight. Just one of the most, probably one of the most popular arpeggios ever in pop music. But that arpeggio, along with Lennon and Harrison singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all good children go to heaven, is another just absolute favorite coda of mine. Another great one is Love, the 7 and 7 Is song off Da Capo, call it what you want. I think it's Da Capo. But this is probably one of the most important and most influential songs of my entire life. 7 and 7 Is, I had the 45, played it on my little Sears Silvertone record player at a very young age. But the very end, with the atomic explosion, and then as the explosion is fading out, that little creepy little blues part that ends the track, completely unconventional, completely unique, just awesome. Loves 7 and 7 Is. Another great one off Stevie Wonder's Inner Visions album is Living for the City. Just an epic track. I think it goes on for about 6-7 minutes. But at the end, it just keeps building up with that chorus, and then it goes into this no, 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 this really, really amazing, really powerful chorus, which ends the song. It's just almost eerie, and it gives me kind of a chill up the spine. The very, very tail end coda of Living for the City by Stevie Wonder off the Inner Visions album, just really, really incredible. Another one off of Katie Lied from Steely Dan is a track that ends the album called Throwback the Little Ones. Just an incredible album all the way through, and just a perfect ending to the record and the track. After the chorus and after everything concludes, this little piano part comes in to end the song, and it's just very infectious, and then it ends on these really cool jazz chords and just ends the album on a perfect note, and it just comes out of nowhere, just very unconventional. Fantastic coda. Throwback the Little Ones from Steely Dan off Katie Lied. You mentioned Jefferson Airplane a few videos ago. Let's mention them again. The song Crown of Creation off Crown of Creation starts off with just really like this galloping kind of beat, and goes into those incredible harmonies from Paul Kantner and Grace Slick and Marty Balin. And then by the end of the tune, it ends on this really low-key vibe where it's almost this a cappella thing with all three singers. Life is change, how it differs from the rocks. Oh, that part is amazing. And then a little O at the end. It's just, unless I'm playing it for you, you won't really get it. But check it out on YouTube. It's an incredible coda to an amazing track. Another one off ELP's Brain Salad Surgery, Carnival 9 First Impression, ends with a just incredible big bang. the keyboard melody at the very end by Keith Emerson, the build up, and the just the boom, 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 boom. See the show part is just amazing. I've always loved this track. So powerful. I've never been a huge ELP fan, but there are like certain tracks from their discography that are just killer. And I've always loved Carnival 9 First Impression. That's another great unconventional coda at the end of that song. My favorite Nirvana song of all time, On a Plane from Nevermind, ends on this really cool, so during when Kurt Cobain's singing, I'm on a plane, I can't complain, there's these really cool harmonies between, I believe it's Cobain and Dave Grohl. As the song is fading out, just kicking ass and rocking, all the track fades out except for the backup vocals, and they're doing that kind of thing, and it's just so eerie and cool. Love that coda of that song. Another one is off the Kinks' Village Green Preservation Society, the song called Sitting by the Riverside. Throughout the song, it's just this really kind of delicate little piano track, little poppy tune. And it kind of emulates a little bit of A Day in the Life, kind of builds up a little bit in sections. And then at the very end of the track, it just kind of stops with Ray singing this one little line it says, spend my time just drinking wine while looking at the view. It's just such a nice little ending to such a great little track. Just kind of comes out of nowhere. Another really great little unconventional coda. Another track off of Television's Marquee Moon. Marquee Moon is a song called Guiding Light, which is probably one of my favorites besides the title track off this album. In the middle of the song, Richard Lloyd, the guitarist, plays this really great melodic guitar solo. And at the end, he just plays one lick of that solo, one little passage of that solo, which fades out, and it's just gorgeous. I've always loved the way that song ends, and it's such an infectious little guitar line he's playing. So that's another one, Guiding Light off Marquee Moon by Television. Chicago Transit Authority off their first album, titled Chicago Transit Authority from '69, the hit Beginnings. It's only the beginning. Goes through all these amazing parts, amazing brass parts, just great vocals by Robert Lamb. And then at the very end, they get into this kind of like repetitive, it's only the beginning, which was never even featured in the rest of the song. It's a great way to end the song on this really upbeat note. Always love the coda of that track, Beginnings by Chicago. There's a couple here on Jimi Hendrix' Axis Bold as Love album. The title track, the last song on the album, Bold as Love, is just an amazing ending. It starts off with this kind of flanged drumming part from Mitch Mitchell, and then it goes into this kind of flanged guitar solo by Hendrix. Really just takes off. It's just amazing. Another one too is If 6 Was 9. As it's fading out, all these seagull sounds coming from his guitar and birds and squawking. Just another really great coda to an amazing song. Both those songs are amazing as far as codas are concerned and its songs. Another one off of James Taylor off the album In the Pocket from 1976 is a song not real popular called Junkie's Lament. I've always loved this track. It's the second one right after Shower the People. After the song is pretty much concluding, this really cool harmony bit starts. It has nothing to do with the rest of the song. I think the harmonies are between James Taylor and Carly Simon, and it's really, really, really cool, and it goes on for probably about 30-40 seconds. Just adds this whole another dimension to the track, and it's a great ending to the track, an amazing coda. Junkie's Lament from In the Pocket from James Taylor. Another one is from Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy, Over the Hills and Far Away, one of my favorite Zepp tracks. At the end of the track, it starts fading out with Robert Plant's voice. I know I should, I know I should. And then it goes into this really kind of heavily reverbed, almost sounds like it's in a tunnel. Jimmy Page is playing the opening guitar lines to the song, adding melodic parts that are through the song. And it starts building up at the very end as it's really, the whole ending, the whole coda is very, very quiet. Sometimes I have to turn the volume up on the stereo, but he's just playing that doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, but it's very highly reverbed and very kind of mixed real low. And then at the end, it kind of comes up the volume a little bit. It ends on this really cool note, like the sun rising or something. Really, really awesome. Over the Hills and Far Away by Led Zeppelin. Another great one is off Paul McCartney's Band on the Run, the song called 1985. He pretty much, at the very end of the song, he pretty much, a reprise of the chorus of Band on the Run ends the song, which is, I thought was always really cool. You know, it kind of has this really big buildup at the end of the track, and then all of a sudden the chorus of Band on the Run starts and ends the track, which is really cool. And then, of course, we can't leave this one out. This is probably one of my favorite ever unconventional coda songs, and that's Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles. One of the first songs to fade out and fade in. Just, I mean, you could just listen to this forever. There's always new things to pick out from Strawberry Fields Forever. And I love the ending with that little guitar lick by George, and then it goes into that orchestral part. Just absolute frigging magic. Always something to discover with this song. So those are some examples of some unconventional codas. Do you have any to put into the comment section? Let me know. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.